Hello everybody, it's Anne from Anne's Stampin' Up. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Simcoe, Ontario, and if you live in Canada and you don't have your own demonstrator, please feel free to shop with me. You can reach me at stampsandtea@gmail.com, or my demonstrator website is stampsandtea.stampinup.net. So we have another lovely card to make today. We're going to use product from the July to December mini catalogue, two different sets. So we're going to combine items from two different sets and we'll make a lovely card, and I'll show you how to do it right now. So this is one of the sets we're going to use. It's called Merriest Moments, and it has, let me think, it has a stamp set in here. It has dies, of course, and it has a beautiful hybrid embossing folder. Now the hybrid embossing folder means you can emboss your cardstock, and then you put the frame on it, and it will then you can cut it out. I'll show you what I mean when we get there. That's one set that we're going to use. The other set is the Lights Aglow Christmas suite, and we're going to use the DSP from this set. And what else? The stamps, the sentiment stamps, these. So we're going to use two different sets and combine them into one nice card. So first of all, I'm going to do my stamping, and then I can get that out of the way. Now my stamping is very minimal on this card. I've got a scrap of card here. Got a lovely sentiment from the set, and it says, "May the peace of the season light your world, and may your new year be the brightest." And we're going to stamp that in Cherry Cobbler on a scrap of card. Oh, nice. First time. So let's just give that a second to dry. And while we're waiting for that to dry, we'll bring in the big shot. Sorry, the large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And what we're going to emboss is we're going to cut out this little sentiment using the dies from the Merriest Moments set. We're going to use this one, the big die, and we're going to cut that out of gold cardstock. This little stitched frame is what we're going to use to cut out the sentiment. Alright, so let me just find some plates here. Now because we're cutting out a die, we've got plates 1, 2 and 1 number 3, and then we put the die down and we put the cardstock down. Get it nice and straight if I can. Put the other number 3 on the top, staggering the plates of course. We'll run that through. And that gives us that little piece, which is nicely stitched around the outside edge. So we're going to emboss the piece of gold cardstock. We have a piece of just gold, which is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I'm putting it into my embossing folder, lining it up nicely. And because it's an embossing folder and it's 3D, I don't need my 2 plate and 3 plate. I just need my number 1 plate and my number 4 plate. And I'm going to emboss this first, and then let me show you what we get. We get this beautiful piece of embossed gold cardstock. We're then going to line the die up on this. So if you forget to emboss first, let me see which way it goes, get it right. If you forget to emboss first, you can put your die on there and it doesn't move, it just sits there. So now you can cut it out and it will. So if you what I'm saying is, if you forget to emboss first, you can cut it out first and then emboss, because you can line everything up no matter which way you go. For me, I find it easier to emboss and then to cut out. So that's how I usually do it. Pull these plates back. Because it's a die, we've now got the 1, 2 and 3 plates. Or, yeah. There. I think we can put this away now. Let's see what we've got here. So this is what we've just embossed, and now we've cut it out. Hopefully we've got it all. And we do. This is what you're left with. Isn't that pretty? So the piece we cut out first of all, the little piece we stamped the sentiment on, mark on there, that's just a mark. The piece we stamped the sentiment on is going to fit right in the middle of there, right in between the frame, if you will, just like that. Alright, so we've stamped all we're going to stamp. We don't need to stamp anymore. We're going to start putting together. We have a piece of cardstock which is 8.5 by 4 1/4. Look at it this way, 8.5 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5.5, which is your normal card size. And it closes so that you just have sort of a half front like that. We've got a piece of DSP here from the Lights Aglow suite, which is 5 1/4 by 4, so it gives us just a little border around. And because my pattern is directional, I need to make sure I've got that going the right way up. Okay, because I want it to hang like a board, like a garland. This piece here is the same paper, and it is 4 by 2 3/4, and it's going to go on the front like that. And we're just going to pop this. This piece is for the inside of the card. And as I say, get my garland going the right way up. And I've got about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Nice and straight. There. And then this piece is going to go on the front of the card. And again, my garland going the right way up. Just like this. There. Then we've got this piece. The gold piece is going to go on. I'm going to put my little sentiment in the middle of there first. And when I measured it before and showed you, it sat right inside the frame, so that's how it's going to sit again. Just there. And then we're going to turn this over carefully. Now, because this is going only, because the front of the card is only a half of a card, we only want adhesive on half of the gold embossed and cut out piece. So I'm just going to lie it down like this, make sure my die goes right edge to edge and top to bottom, and I'm just going to sort of look to see where my card front sits, and I'm thinking it's there, so it's about the middle of this. Make sure my die goes right to the outside edge, because I don't want it sticking off the edge at this side, because that will get creased in the envelope, you see. There, and if I open this up, I should not be able to feel any adhesive there, and I can't. If you feel adhesive there, just run your finger back and forwards a couple of times and it will roll out of the way for you. So there's that. And then I have just a little piece, this is 4x2 and, what is this, 4x2 and 2 3/4 I think, and that's just going to go on the inside because it's kind of hard to write on the red here, on the cherry cobbler here. So let me just straighten the edges of that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my adhesive down on one side, then I'm going to line it up here like this and flip my card over onto it so that this will then stick to the inside of the card. So just, again, it's easier to see than it is to explain. So I'm going to lie this face down like this over the square part of the label, lie it down, make sure it's kind of straight on my card. I'm looking at my edge here, and then I'm going to turn this over here like this, lie it down, just give that a press, make sure it's right down there. And then when you open this, you've got somewhere to write on the inside, but you don't see that from the outside. You see, you can't see any of the very vanilla peeking out. Once again, this is my own card design. There it is. Feel free to copy and share if you want to, and if you do sell your cards, use the Stampin' Up Angel stamp, which just has all the supplies used with Stampin' Up supplies. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great week. Bye.